welcome, and today joining us is Neil Khot, a first generation American, lifelong entrepreneur, and proud Democrat running for Congress in Illinois, 8th District. Having come to the US with just $300 and a computer science degree, Neil went on to build successful businesses that created hundreds of jobs in Illinois. And now he's channeling that same determination and experience into public service with a vision of restoring common sense, leadership, and protecting the American dream. So without any further ado, let me welcome Neil Khot to ITV Gold. Welcome, Neil.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the warm introduction. And I'm glad and honored to be here on your television, ITV Gold.
And we are glad to have you today with us. And so let's start with, you came to US with just like $300 and built like thriving businesses. So tell me, what made you decide now is the time to step into politics?
So you're right. I came with $300 in my pocket. And in those days, $300 were in American Express bills. So essentially, it was those American Express dollars. And my journey continued almost 15, 20 years ago. This is not a quick decision that we made overnight, or it was that's something we just need to do it in a rapid action. So over the last 15, 20 years, I've been involved in the community. We've created organizations that have served the South Asian community. We've helped, it's called as Federation of Indian Association, but it essentially helped people from South Asian background for any of their issues such as visas, housing problems, issues with the village, issues with any kind of visa problems, going out of the country, coming back in the country, whenever they have had. So we've worked with local leaders such as mayors, state reps, senators, and that's how my relation with the community has been. And I have been there in the community talking to people, understanding their issues, whether the issue was somebody stuck in Dubai, somebody stuck in somewhere in Central Africa, and they were not able to get out of the country. So we called our local congressmen, worked with them, and through that, my journey towards serving the community has been a part of my journey. And this now becomes an extension of that same, continuing to serve my district, my 8th Congressional District, which is a large district comprising of 750,000 constituents, moving from Gilbert's, Pingree Grove, all the way to Partridge, and from Barrington, South Barrington, all the way to Bartlett. So I'll just continue serving people, understanding their needs, talking to them, and really making sure that the American dream that I was fortunate enough when I came to make sure that it is available for them and for everybody going forward.
So, Neil, I know you have emphasized that you're not a career politician. And so tell me, why should that matter to voters in your 8th district?
A very good question. Today, what we see in Illinois or in my district, it has been happening for the past many decades. It's career politicians that have failed us. We have lost companies like Sears, a 120-year-old organization that gave job to more than 20,000 people. We've lost Motorola, an age-old iconic brand, worldwide brand, that is the home, which had the home in Schaumburg, and we've lost that. And this is under the watch of current leaders, decade-long leaders that have been in offices, and we have not got those jobs back. We have not got those companies back. And I believe that it does matter, and it should matter to the constituents and to my 8th district residents that the job of a leader, not politician, is to bring jobs, high-paying jobs, bring pride-owned jobs, and the jobs that are going to be able to serve them with just one paycheck, not 2 paychecks, not 3 paychecks. And me, I have created more than 200 jobs in the last decade or more in this constituency and in Illinois. I've worked with State Rep Fred Crespo, worked on making sure Illinois First, a bill that was 1195 HB, we work together to make sure we get preference to Illinois vendors, Illinois companies employing Illinois workers. And this was, I'm talking way back in 2009, 10, and 11. That's the time I worked to make sure that our state, our district gets priority. And I have also traveled around the world. So not just I'm going to go across the state and bring companies to come back into our district. I would also work with the local mayors, economic development officers. We have about 25 cities in our district, and I'm going to work with each and every mayor, their economic development office. If needed and when needed, I would be happy to travel outside the world, which I have traveled myself for my businesses. I would travel to Japan, Korea, because Hoffman Estate, Schaumburg, Elk Grove are all homes to international companies. And we have to double down on that, welcome them here, and make sure that they feel at home and make 8th District a hub for international and local business for America. And again, we got a fantastic engine, O'Hare, an airport where 70 million people transit through that. And that's a engine for economic hub. And we want to make sure that our 8th District remains vibrant and we bring out of the country jobs, out of the state jobs back to Illinois. And that's what I will do, business by business and working hand in hand with the local as well as international leaders.
So, Neil, you just talked about the highlights of the loss of economic anchors like Motorola and Sears. So tell me, do you see like small businesses and entrepreneurs as key to like rebuilding that local economy again?
I would say 100%. Small businesses are the backbone of America. Small businesses are also backbone of Illinois. In Illinois, we have about 1.2 million small businesses that generate about 45% of the employment. That's a big number. Generates about 2.5 million in jobs. And I think if small businesses are given encouragement, small businesses are given the resources, I think they really create an economy that is for the people and by the people. It's not by corporations. We do want corporations. I'm not going to say no, we do want big corporations too. But small businesses really connect with the community. They bring jobs around the district and they really take care of their employees. They are more people-centric than profit-centric.
So, let's talk about like, families and rising costs. They are hitting hard, families everywhere. So tell me, where do you think like people are struggling the most, and what's that one immediate step that you would push in the Congress?
And this is the most burning subject that my constituents keep talking about. What would I do? The first thing. I would say one of the first, not just first, but first of few things I would do is to ensure that our interest rate is back to a sensible level of 2, 3, and 4%, because that is what this economy was built around. When the interest rate starts going at 7, 8, 9, and 10%, housing becomes unaffordable. Groceries, day-to-day living essentials become unaffordable. And we just don't stop there. Today, what the current president has done by implementing tariffs, we just don't get the depth of the tariffs. It is not the other countries are paying for that. It is our own local constituents and residents and families, hardworking families, are paying for those tariffs. And that is why things are unaffordable. And there is so much chaos and confusion that companies do not want to take any new steps to create new jobs because they are confused. Can they import materials at what price? They have no clue. So I would say bringing interest rate down to a sensible level, taking away the tariffs, because tariff was meant for certain other purposes, not for punishing our own constituents or on my brothers and sisters. They shouldn't be punished because of tariffs. And that needs to be brought back so that hardworking families can, within a single paycheck, afford the American dream and the day-to-day essential that we deserve and we should get.
So, Neil, let's talk about seniors, okay, and Medicare and Social Security. Of course, they are hot button issues. So tell me, how will you make sure that seniors get the benefits they have earned?
And you correctly said, it is called earned benefits, not a giveaway, not a give me, not a freebie. Okay, these are benefits that they have contributed, they have donated into their retirement funds and their Medicare, and these are the lifeline of the senior Americans and my community members. So anytime that Congress decides to touch this benefits, I will stand up for that. I will ensure that those cuts are not done to the essential services of Medicare and Social Security to give tax benefits to the rich and the wealthy. I cannot stand up for that, because even my mother here enjoys these benefits. Even my neighbors and my friends, I've seen them that these are essential services that they do need and they do live by. So I will always stand up to ensure that tax cuts for favoring the billionaires are not at the back of essential needs of Social Security and Medicare. So that would be my top priority. The seniors in my district need to be taken care of because they are the foundation of our generation going future. So they need to be taken care because of them we are here and not the other way.
And Neil, earlier you talked about the American dream, and your campaign talks about defending the American dream. So tell me, what is that dream for families today? And what does it mean actually? And do you think like younger generations are losing faith in it?
Absolutely. I think the younger generation do not have a belief that they would be able to achieve their American dream. And what it essentially means is, when I came in the country back in 96 and 97, I was able to achieve my American dream, which means when you work hard, when you play by the book, and you are able to, during the given time, fulfill the job that you're meant to do, that you should be able to afford housing, you should be able to afford medical care, and you should be able to afford retirement. If this is not possible, that is when we say the American dream just remains a dream. So for me, I was glad that I was able to achieve it. But for my son, for my brother, and for my other constituents and my community members around this district, I do not see that is a reality anymore. 2 paychecks are still not enough for somebody to live a life with good medical care, with good housing, affordable child care is now becoming a dream. And that's why you're right, that the young generation, after seeing their elders not able to achieve their American dream, they have nowhere to look. They have no example to say that they would be able to achieve the American dream. And it is our job, and it will be my job when elected, to ensure that it becomes reality. And to make it reality, all we have to ensure is to make sure the pocketbooks and the checkbooks are filled, which means good, high-paying jobs need to be brought back in the district, which I have experience of doing so, and I'll ensure that more companies come back in the district so that our younger generation and the current generation is able to have high-paying jobs that we no longer have here.
All right, so let's even talk about the political extremism, which is like dividing the country. So how would you work across the aisle while still standing firm on your values?
It's a very good question. As you know, I'm not a career politician, and I'm not looking for my next promotion. I am representing the people of my 8th district. I'm representing our community, the immigrant community, the white community that is around me, that I have grown up working with them. I'm going to fight for them. And that's what I would like to ensure, that they are, that their dream becomes a reality, and that's what I want to fight for.
And, let's talk about voters. Everybody goes and votes out, but I feel they always feel like disconnected from their representatives. So how would you make sure people in your district feel heard and included?
It is always true, and again, I would repeat the same thing, not a career politician. I want to connect with people. I want to hear what is on their mind, and I'm not going to shy away from it. That I would ensure that they would have access to my email. We will have digital access forms to connect to our district offices as well as DC offices. Equally, I would work on to ensure a monthly Zoom a town hall kind of a meeting, or just a Zoom, a chat with Neil, or chat with your local congressman, and share your stories, share your concerns, share what's hurting you. I would like to understand from there. But equally, when we don't have it on the monthly basis, they will have access to digital ways of connecting to our teams, and I'll ensure that the responses are done within 24 and 48 hours. That would be my promise to my constituents.
And one last question I have for you is that, what's that one message you want voters to remember when they think of you, Neil Khot, for Congress?
What I want my voters to remember is my name is Neil, which is Neil, stands for New Illinois. That's what I want to bring: new leadership. Want to protect our women, make sure that they have their choice to their reproductive rights. They have a choice to go into leadership positions. They have a choice to go to fair and equal pay. I also want to ensure my seniors are taken care of. No, never and never touching Social Security and Medicare. Equally, I want to fight and stand up for my immigrant community. I am a first generation immigrant. I came into this country, and equally many have come after that. And I want to ensure that their rights are protected. They are not treated like criminals, but they should be respected, and make sure that they get a path to citizenship, they get a right to earn the American dream, and make sure that my 8th district is back to its glory days and prosperous days. That would be my promise to my constituents and residents of the 8th district.
Thank you so much, Neil. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate for having me on this podcast or an interview. Glad to be of service.
Thank you.